The Power of Now, written and published by Book Boost, is a book that can change the way you see life. It is not just about reading words, it is about feeling a new way of living. Many people live their lives thinking about the past or worrying about the future. But what if there is something more powerful? What if the secret to happiness is not in yesterday or tomorrow, but right here, in this moment? Welcome to Book Boost, where we bring you life-changing lessons from the best books. This book teaches a truth that most people never realize. The present moment is all we truly have. Yet, most of the time, our mind keeps running in different directions, pulling us away from now. This book shows a way to break free from that trap and experience life fully. As you watch this summary, you will discover ideas that can shift your thinking, help you find peace, and bring real happiness into your life. But how does this really work? And why is living in the present so important? Stay with us until the last part, and you will see how this simple truth can transform everything. If you find this valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Book Boost for more inspiring summaries. Breaking free from the mind's control. Most people spend their lives lost in their thoughts. They think about what went wrong in the past or worry about what might happen in the future. This never-ending cycle of thinking keeps them trapped. They do not realize that their mind controls them, making them feel stressed, anxious, or unhappy. But the truth is, the past is gone, and the future has not come yet. The only thing that truly exists is the present moment. This book teaches that the mind is like a constant voice inside the head. It keeps talking, making people remember old mistakes or fear things that may never happen. Because of this, people rarely experience real peace. They do not enjoy life fully because their thoughts always take them somewhere else. But once they understand this, they can start to take control. A powerful lesson in this book is that people are not their thoughts. They are separate from them. Thoughts come and go, but the real self remains. When someone realizes this, they stop being controlled by their mind. They start to see things clearly. They understand that worrying or regretting will not change anything. One way to break free from this control is to become aware of the present moment. The book explains that the best way to do this is through simple awareness. It can be as easy as noticing the breath, feeling the body, or listening to the sounds around. When someone does this, their mind slows down, and they feel a deep sense of peace. The book also teaches that pain and suffering mostly come from resisting the present. People do not accept things as they are. Instead, they fight reality in their minds. They wish things were different or think about how life should be. But this only creates more pain. When they learn to accept the present moment as it is, they feel lighter and free. Many people live in constant stress because they identify too much with their past. They carry old memories, mistakes, and painful moments. But the book reminds that the past only exists in the mind. It is not happening right now. Holding on to it only keeps the pain alive. Letting go of the past means choosing peace over suffering. The same is true for the future. People spend hours thinking about what will happen next. They worry about things that have not even happened. This creates unnecessary fear. But the book explains that the future is only a mental picture. The only way to prepare for it is to live fully in the now. Another powerful lesson is that happiness does not come from outside. Many people believe they will be happy when they achieve something, get something, or reach a certain goal. But happiness is not in these things. It is found in being fully present, in appreciating life as it is right now. The book teaches that the mind always looks for problems. Even when everything is fine, it creates worries. But problems are not real in the present. They only exist in thoughts. If a person focuses on the now, they will see that in this moment, there is no real problem, only life happening as it is. Fear also comes from the mind. Most fears are about things that might happen. But in reality, they are just thoughts. When someone becomes present, their fear disappears because fear cannot exist in the now. It only lives in the imagination. The book explains that true freedom comes when a person stops being a slave to their mind. They learn to watch their thoughts instead of getting lost in them. They see them as passing clouds instead of absolute truth. When they do this, they become calm and in control. Many people feel restless because they are always waiting for something to happen. They think, one day, I will be happy. But the book reveals that this is an illusion. The only time to be happy is now. If someone is always waiting, they will never truly live. People often believe that they need to achieve success to feel fulfilled. But no matter how much they achieve, the mind will always want more. This cycle never ends. The book teaches that true success is inner peace, and that peace is only found in the present. This book reminds that moments of deep joy and peace happen when the mind is silent. Think about times when someone was lost in music, nature, or laughter. In those moments, they were not thinking, they were just present. This is the state of real happiness. Practicing presence does not mean ignoring life's responsibilities. It means doing everything with full attention. Whether working, eating, or talking, being present makes every experience richer and more meaningful. The book also says that the body is a great tool to stay present. Simply feeling the hands, feet, or heartbeat can bring someone back to now. This simple practice helps silence the mind and create inner stillness. Silence is another great teacher. Most people fill their lives with noise, TV, music, conversations. But when they sit in silence, they start to notice something deeper. They realize that behind all the noise, there is a peaceful space within them. The book teaches that surrendering to the present does not mean giving up. It means trusting life. It means accepting that everything is as it should be. When someone stops resisting, life becomes much easier. Many people think peace and joy come from the outside world. But this book proves that they are always inside. The only thing stopping people from feeling them is their own mind. When they learn to quiet the mind, they discover a happiness that was always there. The lessons in this book are simple but powerful. They show a new way of living, one where people are free from unnecessary suffering. But how can this be practiced in daily life? How can a person stay present even in a busy world? The next part will reveal the answers. Finding inner peace through presence. Many people search for peace in the outside world. They believe that happiness will come when they achieve success, build relationships, or reach their goals. But true peace is not found in things, it is found within. This is the lesson that changes everything. The mind is always busy, thinking about what happened in the past or what might happen in the future. It never stays still. But when a person truly becomes present, something magical happens. The noise of the mind fades, and a deep sense of calm takes over. One of the most powerful lessons in this book is that thoughts are not reality. People often believe whatever their mind tells them. But thoughts come and go, they are just passing clouds in the sky. The real self is like the sky, always present, always peaceful. When a person starts observing their thoughts instead of getting lost in them, they realize something important. They are not their mind. This simple understanding can bring great relief. No longer controlled by endless worries, they feel light, free, and alive. The present moment is where life truly happens. The past is just a memory, and the future is only an idea. But this moment, this breath, this heartbeat, is real. Learning to live in the now brings a deep sense of joy that nothing else can replace. One way to stay present is by paying attention to the body. Feeling the breath, noticing the warmth of the sun, or simply listening to the sounds around. These small actions bring awareness back to the now. The body always lives in the present, only the mind wanders. Another way to find peace is by accepting what is. Many people resist life, wishing things were different. But when they stop fighting reality and embrace the present as it is, something shifts. They stop suffering and start living. The book teaches that pain is not caused by situations but by resistance to them. When a person lets go of the need to control everything, they feel an ease they have never known before. Life starts flowing naturally, without force. Silence is a great teacher. In stillness, a person can hear their true self. In the middle of daily life, taking even a few moments to be silent can change everything. The deepest wisdom is not found in words but in quiet presence. Another key lesson is to surrender to the now. This does not mean giving up, it means trusting life. When people stop struggling against reality, they find that things unfold in their favor in ways they never expected. Letting go of the past is another important step. Many hold on to old pain, regrets, or guilt. But the past no longer exists. Holding on to it only steals the joy of the present. When a person releases it, they feel a new kind of freedom. Fear disappears in the present moment. Fear only exists when the mind projects into the future. But when a person focuses on now, fear loses its power. What remains is peace, courage, and clarity. Gratitude is a simple but powerful practice. Instead of focusing on what is missing, a person can focus on what is already here. In the present, there is always something to appreciate: breath, nature, kindness, or even stillness itself. The more a person stays present, the more life begins to feel effortless. Challenges still come, but they no longer feel overwhelming. There is a deep trust that everything will unfold as it should. People often search for purpose, but this book reveals a secret. The greatest purpose is to be fully alive in this moment. When a person embraces the now, they naturally find their path without needing to force it. Relationships also change when one is present. Instead of reacting from old habits, a person listens deeply, responds with kindness, and truly connects. Presence makes every interaction more meaningful. Life is not in the future, it is happening right now. Many people waste years chasing happiness, but it is always available in the present. This book reminds everyone that the key to joy is already in their heads. By practicing presence, a person no longer lives in their mind but in reality. They start noticing the beauty in ordinary moments. A simple walk, a deep breath, or a quiet evening feels full of life. This lesson is not just an idea, it is an experience. Those who apply it feel a shift inside. They stop being trapped by thoughts, and they start living with a deep sense of peace. But how can a person apply this wisdom in everyday life? How can they truly live the power of now? The answer lies in the final part of this journey, living the power of now. True happiness is not something that comes in the future. It is something that is already here, in this moment. But most people never notice it because their mind keeps running towards things that do not matter. When a person truly understands this, life starts to change. Everyday worries, regrets, and fears come from thinking too much about the past or the future. But the past is already gone, and the future has not arrived yet. The only thing that is real is this very moment. When someone learns to focus on now, they start feeling lighter, calmer, and more alive. The mind is like a never-ending voice that keeps talking. It brings thoughts that make people feel sad, anxious, or restless. But here is a powerful truth. A person is not their thoughts. They are something much deeper. When they step back and simply watch their thoughts, they take the first step toward real freedom. Silence is more powerful than any thought. When a person learns to quiet their mind, even for a few moments, they feel a deep peace inside. This peace is always there, but it gets hidden under constant thinking. The more they practice being still, the stronger this peace becomes. One of the greatest lessons is that pain only exists in the mind. When a person holds on to old memories, anger, or sadness, they create suffering for themselves. But when they let go of these thoughts and focus on the present, the pain starts to fade. Life is happening right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but in this exact second. When a person truly understands this, they stop waiting for happiness and start living it. They find joy in the smallest things, a smile, a breath, the warmth of the sun. Problems seem big only when the mind keeps thinking about them. But when a person focuses on the present, they realize that most of their worries are just thoughts. In reality, this moment is never as bad as the mind makes it seem. The key to peace is to accept this moment as it is. Fighting with reality only creates more struggle. But when a person simply allows things to be, without judgment, they find a deep inner calm. Many people believe that happiness comes from achieving something in the future. But happiness is not in some distant place, it is here. The more a person connects with the now, the more joy they feel. The present moment is always new, always fresh. No matter what happened in the past, this moment offers a chance to start again. A person is never stuck unless they keep thinking the same thoughts. Gratitude is a powerful way to stay present. Instead of focusing on what is missing, a person can look at what they already have. The more they appreciate the present, the richer their life becomes. Letting go of control is another secret to peace. The mind wants to plan everything, but life is always unpredictable. When a person learns to trust the flow of life, they stop worrying and start living. Fear loses its power when a person stops running from it. Instead of fearing the unknown, they can face it with presence. Most fears are only thoughts, and when faced with awareness, they disappear. Every breath is a reminder to return to the now. When a person feels lost in thoughts, they can simply focus on their breathing. This simple act brings them back to the present, where true peace exists. The more a person practices being present, the more their life changes. They become calmer, happier, and more aware. Their relationships improve because they truly listen and connect with others. Nature is a great teacher of presence. When someone watches a river flow, hears the birds sing, or feels the wind, they are reminded that life is always happening now. Time is just an illusion. The only real time is this moment. When a person stops chasing the future, they finally feel free. By living in the present, a person does not become lazy or careless. Instead, they become more alive, more creative, and more focused. They do things with full attention and enjoy life fully. This journey is not about changing who a person is but realizing who they have always been. Under all the thoughts and worries, there is a deep presence that is peaceful, wise, and free. When a person truly understands the power of now, life is no longer a struggle. Every moment becomes a gift. And in this gift, they find everything they have ever been looking for.